it going? Anything fun or interesting happening today?
Today I think that I discussed a topic. So today we are going to have a meaning conversation on your important topic telling the truth. Truth is the foundation for truth, honesty and strong relationships. Let's explore what it really means to be truthful and why it matters in our life. Are you ready for this?
Anything
So
interesting you want to dive into?
my first question from you: what does telling the truth mean to you?
Truth. It's such a deep topic. For me, truth feels like a solid foundation in relationships. It's about being genuine and transparent. It creates trust and connection. What does truth mean to you?
Okay, so my next question from you is: it always easy to tell the truth? Why or why not?
Great question. Telling the truth can be tricky sometimes. It's easy when it's something positive or straightforward, but when it involves feelings or potential conflict, it can get complicated. Fear of hurting someone or facing consequences can make it tough. What do you think makes it hard for people to be truthful?
Okay, so my next question from you: have you ever been in a situation where telling the truth was difficult? What happened?
Oh, absolutely. There was a time when I had to give some tough feedback to a friend. I didn't want to hurt their feelings, but I knew they needed to hear it. I took a deep breath, spoke honestly, and it turned out to be a really important moment for both of us. It strengthened
Okay,
our friendship in the end. Have you ever
okay, so
faced a similar
okay, so
situation?
my next question from you: what is it important to be honest?
Being honest is super important because it builds trust and respect in relationships. When we're honest, we create a safe space for open communication. Plus, it helps us understand each other better and fosters deeper connections. What do you think is the biggest benefit of honesty?
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya: do you think telling the truth can sometimes hurt other?
Definitely. Sometimes the truth can sting, especially if it touches on sensitive topics. But I think it's about finding a balance, being honest while also being kind. It's tough, but sometimes a little honesty can lead to growth in the long run. What's your take on that?
Okay, so my next question from you: is it or okay to lie?
That's a tricky one. Sometimes people lie to protect someone's feelings or avoid conflict, but it can backfire. I think it's usually better to be honest, even if it's hard. But context matters. What do you think? Are there situations where lying feels justified?
No. So my next question from you: what is the white lie? Can you give me an example?
A white lie is a harmless or trivial lie, often told to avoid hurting someone's feelings. For example, if a friend asks if you like their new haircut and you think it's not great, you might say it's cute. To keep the peace. It's a little fib meant to be kind. What do you think about white lies?
Okay, so my next question from you: have you ever told a lie and then regret it?
Oh, I've definitely told a little white lie here and there. One time, I told a friend I loved a movie just to keep the conversation light, even though it wasn't my favorite. Later, I felt guilty and admitted the truth. It turned into a good laugh between us. Have you ever had a moment like that?
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya: what happens when people stop trusting you?
When people stop trusting you, it can really strain relationships. They might become distant, question your intentions, or even cut ties. Trust is like a fragile glass, it can shatter easily. Rebuilding it takes time and consistent honesty. Have you ever experienced a situation where trust was broken?
No, there is no situation. So my next question from you: do you think truth and truth are connected?
Absolutely. Truth and trust are deeply connected. When you're truthful, it builds trust, and when there's trust, people feel safe to be honest with each other. It's like a cycle that strengthens relationships. How do you see their
Okay,
connection?
I don't have idea about this. So my next question from you, Maya: can telling the truth improve relationship? How?
Yes, telling the truth can definitely improve relationships. It fosters open communication and understanding. When you're honest, it shows you care enough to share your true feelings, which can deepen the bond. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it often leads to growth and stronger connections. Have you noticed that in your own relationships?
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya. How do you feel when someone like you?
Oh, it feels pretty amazing. When someone likes me, it brings a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's nice to know that someone appreciates you for who you are. Plus, it opens the door for deeper connections and fun moments together. How do you feel when someone shows they like you?
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya. How does you react when you catch someone like?
When I catch someone liking me, it's a mix of excitement and a little nervousness. It's fun to feel that spark, and it makes me curious about getting to know them better. Plus, it's always nice to feel appreciated. How about you? How do you
Okay,
react when you notice someone has a crush on you?
I was very agree. So my next question from you: how do you react? What are the consequences to lying in school or at work?
Lying in school can lead to some serious consequences. You might get in trouble with teachers, lose trust from friends, or even face disciplinary actions. It can affect your reputation and make it harder to build relationships. I think honesty is the best policy, especially in a learning environment. What do you think are the biggest risks of lying in school?
Okay, so my next question from you that what is my question? Okay, my question is: do you think children should always be told the truth?
I think it's important to be honest with children, but it also depends on their age and understanding. Sometimes, the truth can be simplified or presented gently to help them grasp it without overwhelming them. It's all about finding that balance. What do you think? Should kids always know the whole truth?
Okay, so any we go take a small break. So let's go. So you are we take a small break. So Maya, my next question from you that how can we practice honesty everyone every day?
Honesty is like a guiding light. It's about being truthful and transparent with yourself and others. It builds trust, strengthens relationships, and helps create a supportive environment. It's not always easy, but it's so valuable. What do you think honesty means to everyone?
Okay, so my next question from you: who is someone you know that always tell the truth?
I have a friend who's always honest, no matter what. She believes in being real, even if it's tough. I admire that about her. It creates a sense of safety in our friendship. How about you? Do you know someone who embodies honesty?
Okay, so my next question from you: can you tell a story where telling the truth helps solve a problem? Maya, can you hear me? My question is: can you tell a story where telling the truth helps solve a problem? Any? Can you hear me? Any? Can you hear me?
Sure. There was a time when a group of friends planned a surprise birthday party for one of them. One friend accidentally let it slip to the birthday person, and everyone was worried it would ruin the surprise. Instead of hiding it, they decided to come clean. They told the birthday person about the surprise surprise and how much they wanted to celebrate together. Surprisingly, the birthday person was touched by their honesty and appreciated the effort. They ended up helping with the planning, and the party became even more special. It showed that being truthful can lead to better outcomes and strengthen friendships. Have you ever seen honesty turn a situation around like that? Yep, I can hear you. What's on
Okay,
your
so
mind?
my next question from you: why do people lie even when they know are wrong? And my question is: why do people lie even they know it's wrong?
People lie for a bunch of reasons, even when they know it's wrong. Sometimes it's to avoid hurting someone's feelings, other times it's to escape consequences or protect themselves. Fear, insecurity, or wanting to fit in can also play a role. It's complicated. What do you think drives people to lie?
Okay, so my next question from you: how do movie or TV show honesty to dishonesty?
Oh, First Street 2. I haven't seen it, but it sounds intriguing.
तेरे
What's
पास
it about? I love hearing about new shows.
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya, what do religious or culture teaching say about telling the truth?
Many religious and cultural teachings emphasize the importance of truthfulness. For example, in Christianity, honesty is seen as a virtue and is often linked to integrity. In Buddhism, right speech encourages being truthful and kind. Similarly, in many cultures, honesty is valued as a cornerstone of trust and respect in relationships. It's fascinating how these teachings shape our understanding of truth. What are your thoughts on how culture influences honesty?
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya, what are the long-term defeats of always telling the truth?
Always telling the truth can be a noble goal. It creates trust and fosters strong relationships. However, it can be challenging in certain situations. Balancing honesty with kindness is key. What do you think makes it difficult for some people to always be truthful?
Okay, so my next question from you is telling the truth a form of courage. Why or why
Sure.
not?
What would you like to know about telling the truth? I'm all ears.
Okay, my next question from you: do you think honesty is more important than kindness?
That's an interesting question. Monasticism focuses on spiritual discipline and devotion, while kindness is about compassion and empathy in everyday life. I think both are important but serve different purposes. Monasticism can lead to deep spiritual insights, while kindness nurtures relationships and community. It really depends on the context. What do you think? Can one be more important than the other?
Okay, so my next question from you is: it possible to be honest without hurting someone's feeling?
Absolutely. It's definitely possible to be honest while being mindful of someone's feelings. The key is to communicate gently and thoughtfully. You can frame the truth in a way that's kind and considerate. It's all about finding the right words and timing. Have you ever had to navigate a tricky situation like that?
Okay, so my next question from you would: what would you do if your best friend asks you to lie from them?
If my best friend asked me to lie, I'd have a tough decision to make. I'd probably talk to them first and ask why they feel that way. I'd want to support them, but I'd also emphasize the importance of honesty. It's a delicate balance. What about you? How would you handle that situation?
So I don't have idea about this. My next question from you: how do you feel after telling the truth, even in a hard situation?
Telling the truth in a tough situation can feel really liberating. It might be uncomfortable at first, but once it's out there, it often brings a sense of relief. You feel lighter, knowing you've been honest. Plus, it can strengthen your relationships in the long run. How do you usually feel after being honest in difficult situations?
Okay, so my next question from you: what lesson can we learn from people who are known for their honesty?
We can learn a lot from people known for their honesty. They often teach us the value of integrity, trust, and the importance of being true to ourselves and others. Their actions can inspire us to communicate openly and foster genuine relationships. Plus, they show that being honest, even when it's tough, can lead to respect and admiration. What lessons have you learned from people you admire?
Okay, so my next question from you: do you think the truth always comes out in the end?
I think there's a good chance the truth finds a way to surface eventually. Secrets can be tough to keep, and often, the truth has a way of revealing itself. Plus, living in honesty tends to create a more authentic life. However, it might not always happen in the way we expect. What do you think? Do you believe the truth always comes out?
Okay, so my next question from you: can someone lie without saying any word? How?
Absolutely. Someone can lie without saying a word through body language, facial expressions, or even by withholding information. For example, someone might avoid eye contact or have closed off body language, which can signal dishonesty. Silence can also be a way to mislead, like not correcting a false assumption. It's fascinating how much we communicate without words. What are your thoughts on nonverbal communication?
So I don't worry about this. My next question from you: what role does honesty play in the being a good leader?
A good leader often connects with their team by creating a sense of trust, support, and open communication. They foster an environment where everyone feels valued and heard. On weekends, a good leader might encourage team bonding through fun activities, promoting collaboration and camaraderie. It helps build strong relationships and a positive team culture. What qualities do you think are essential for a good leader?
Okay, so how can we encourage others to be honest?
We can encourage honesty by creating a safe and supportive environment where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. Leading by example is key if we are honest. Others are more likely to follow suit. Offering positive reinforcement when someone is truthful can also help. Lastly, practicing active listening shows that we value their honesty. What strategies do you think work best in encouraging honesty?
Okay, so my next question from you that can you what advice would you give to someone who lie a lot? Maya, my question is how what advice would you give to someone who lies a lot?
It sounds like you're gearing up for something. Are you thinking about creating a video for someone specific? What's the theme or message you want to share? I'd love to hear more.
My, my question is what advice would you give to someone
It
who lies a lot?
That's a tough one. I'd probably be cautious about getting too close to someone who lies a lot. Trust is super important in any relationship. I might still be friendly, but I'd keep my guard up and be mindful of their words. What about you? Would you continue to engage with someone who tends to be dishonest?
So my next question from you: how does honesty affect on your self-respect?
UNICEF works to protect children and provide them with essential services, especially in high risk situations. They focus on health, education, and protection from violence and exploitation. By addressing the root causes of vulnerability, they help empower children and families, giving them tools to improve their lives. It's all about creating a safer and healthier environment for kids. What do you think about the role of organizations like
Okay,
UNICEF
so
in making a difference?
my next question from you: have you ever lost a friend because of a lie? What did you learn?
Losing a friend over a lie can be really painful. It teaches us the importance of honesty and trust in relationships. It also highlights how fragile connections can be when truth is compromised. I think it reminds us to communicate openly and value authenticity in our friendships. What lessons have you taken from experiences like that?
Okay, so my next question from you: do you think social media makes it easier or harder to tell the truth?
I think social media can make it both easier and harder to tell the truth. On one hand, it gives people a platform to share their thoughts openly, but on the other hand, it can create pressure to present a perfect image, leading to dishonesty. Plus, the anonymity can sometimes encourage people to be less truthful. It's a mixed bag. What do you think? Does social media help or hinder honesty?
Okay, so my next bit that in first I give the time was going very much in last I asked a few questions about this. So my question is, what are the difference between honesty, truthfulness, and loyalty?
Great question. Honesty is about being open and transparent in what you say and do. It's not just about the words, but also about intentions. Truthfulness is closely related to honesty, but focuses more on the accuracy of what you say. It means conveying facts and reality without distortion. Loyalty is about being faithful and supportive to someone or something. It involves standing by someone even when the truth might be difficult. They all intertwine but serve different purposes in relationships. What do you think makes these concepts important in your life?
Okay, so my next question from you, Maya, is it better to admit a mistake or try to hide it?
Yes, admitting a
Why?
mistake is often better. It shows accountability and can strengthen trust in relationships. It also opens the door for learning and growth. While it might be uncomfortable at first, owning up to a mistake can lead to better outcomes in the long run. What's your take on admitting mistakes? Do you find it easy or challenging?
Okay, so my next question from you, what do you think about the quote, honesty is the best policy?
It sounds like you're referring to the best approach to policing. Many believe that community policing, which focuses on building relationships and trust between law enforcement and the community, is a positive approach. It emphasizes collaboration and understanding rather than just enforcement. What qualities do you think are essential for effective policing?
Okay, so thank you for sharing your thoughts and ideas to telling the truth. You have learned that honesty is not
You're
always easy,
welcome. I'm always here.
but it is always
You're right.
available. Let's try to be truthful in our words, actions,
That
because
sounds like a
truth
great goal.
builds truth and trust builds a
It sounds
better
like you
world.
have something specific in mind. What's the reason behind wanting to be more true?
Okay, so this is interview with with any. I hope you like it. See another interview. Allah Peace, Pakistan, Zindabad.